Hey, what's up guys? It's Art Book Addiction here, and we're here with a new artist journey video. So today, we're going to be talking about the artist's shame versus the artist's guilt, okay? Shame and guilt are not the same thing, okay? I recently had a discussion with one of my Discord members about like the difference between the shame that they feel versus the artist's guilt that plagues them, okay? And I wasn't aware that most people, don't really know the difference, okay? So we're going to be talking about that in this video and talking about how, shame usually comes from an external source, okay? And guilt comes from an internal source, okay? And usually has to deal with, doing your art. And like when you're not doing your art, you feel guilty about it. And, there's something that it has a deeper pull within you that if you ignore it will can lead to you wilting like a flower without sunlight, basically, right? So that's what we talk about today. But before we start the video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check my Prince of Patreon if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, and join the Discord, okay? And with that, let's get into it. So let's start talking about the artist's guilt, okay? The artist's guilt comes from within, okay? It comes from within, and it's from it's basically a desire to create, and when you don't do that, you feel like you did something wrong, okay? Like you didn't step up for something that you care about, okay? And you step back and you watch your art wither and die, okay? And that's where the art comes from. That's where that's where the artist's guilt comes from, okay? And this is a curse, okay? Understand that it's a gift and a curse, okay? Every artist has this. Every person who creates, and I think is like a real creator, a real artist, has this feeling, okay? It is a curse, okay? The gift is that you have the desire and hopefully the talent, okay, to do this, right? But the curse is that knowing that and not doing it will make you feel this guilt, okay? That you're you have this potential that you're not living out, okay? And people have this in various degrees, but I feel like the artist has it definitely one of the strongest, feelings of that, okay? And basically, you have to understand that you signed a contract, okay? Right? I don't know if it was before you were born or something, on a cosmic scale, right? Definitely feels like it's on a cosmic scale, but that you sign a contract to, within you have ideas, projects, you have, something within you that wants to come out, okay? Something that wants to be tangible to the real world, okay? And when you deny its existence, okay, it's like you feel this existential guilt that's there's this thing that wants to come out, but I'm not letting it, and it's because of these life factors that I'm not allowing it to come out. And I'm like, I get that, dude, okay? That is a real feeling, okay? And to deny it is to deny yourself, okay? To deny something deep within yourself, okay? And what usually prevents that from coming out is, again, life circumstances, okay? Right? People telling you weren't good enough, you know what I mean? People saying this or that, right? You saying that to yourself, right? And that's where we get the artist's shame, okay? The artist's shame comes from art being looked down upon, okay? From other people, from a financial standpoint, from they have a jealousy thing or some shit like that. There's a million reasons why people will harp on you for what you pursue, okay? That being said, that is an external factor, okay? The shame comes at you externally, from other people, okay? They come at you, right? And you will feel it internally. The shame will be an internal feeling, right? But the root cause is external, okay? Right? If you remove those factors, if you remove those people and all that shit that you got, right? I feel like the shame would not be there, okay, or be there as strong, okay. But the artist's guilt, okay, that comes from deep within, that comes from the source, that comes from within your soul, okay. The shame comes from like outside, piercing you, okay. The guilt comes from inside, trying to push you to do the thing that you want to do, okay. And when you're not doing the thing that you want to do, you will wilt, okay. You will, like, you'll just be downtrodden, you'll just be depressed all the time, right. And you have no way of expending the accumulated darkness within you, okay, right. So, like, I feel like art for a lot of people is a big release, okay, about from the stressors of daily life, okay. And, like, you have to be able to expend that, okay. Other people do it in other ways. They have their own ways of coping with the darkness within. Most of the time they just ignore it, okay, and pretend it doesn't exist, right. We artists don't have that luxury, okay. We have too much self-awareness, we have we have the ability to feel, okay. So what you need to understand is that, like, that's not in the options for us, it's not in the cards for us, okay. So we have to be able to express, we have to be able to give life to our expressions, okay, and to our artwork, okay. And that will allow us to deal, like, I feel like if you have the time to make what you want, you could deal with anything else in your life. You could be going through like the trenches of life and still be okay, as long as you're able to create, okay. But the thing is that those things don't often mesh, okay. Those things don't work together, right. And the artist's guilt will never go away, okay. Understand that, okay, because the contract is for your entire life, dude, okay. The contract of creation is, like, you will never live it down, okay. That's why there's people who are, like, in their 80s or in their 60s or whatever, like super old people who are like, I wish I created blah, 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 and then, like, that's when they jump in to the art, and, like, they'll never reach the things that they want, because they're too old at that point. The things that life has passed them by, it's not going to work out, right. And they probably lived their entire life wilted, like a flower that's never bloomed, okay. And that's what you want to avoid, okay. And like because then you can't give life to your creations, you can't do that thing. All you can really do is practice, and like oh, I made a nice little drawing, like, versus like, oh, I made the thing that I really wanted to, what I mean. I put my voice out there, and I put it all on the line, put it on the table, and went for it. That's what people really want to do. That's what, like, that's what the artist really wants to do, right. And recognize that people are not programmed that way, okay. Most people, okay, like 99% of people are just like, I'm just trying to make money and live my life, and blah, 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 and it's like, okay, fine, do that, okay. But then there's the other, like, 10%, 1%, okay, who are like, I want to do something, I have something within me that needs to come out, I want to create, okay. And, like, I think most of us can agree that like we want it to succeed, but whether it succeeds or not, it's not really important. It's the fact that it was made, okay, that it was created, that something that was within us is now out there and has its own life, okay. So because of this discrepancy, because of this, like, inability to mesh and balance well, right, there is the shame, okay, the shame of, like, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Oh, the shame of, oh, I didn't meet the expectations of whoever, right. The shame of not being able to create what you want too, right. So that's another, like, extent of the shame, right. And then like that adds to the guilt, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that you have nothing to be ashamed of, okay. Being an artist is nothing to be ashamed of, okay. We live in a world that is cruel and evil, okay. Cruel and evil, and I think we know that now, okay? Um, we live in a world of destroyers, okay? So no wonder they hate people who create, okay? They hate people who make things, who can from their own self and effort make something new, okay? Give birth to something, okay? They could never do that. All they could do is drive people in the ground, make people miserable, kill each other, okay? Make money, okay? Right? And they're really good at it because they have no morals. They have nothing within them that is divine, okay? It is all wicked, okay? So understand that the reason they shame you, the reason why they give you so much shit, blah, 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 is because they are programmed by a system that wants nothing but money and evil and cruelty, okay? And they treat each other cruelly, okay? But you don't have to do that, okay? Maybe they could treat you cruelly, but you don't have to do that to yourself, okay? And that's another thing, right? You have to stop beating yourself up, okay? And I'm talking to you as much as I'm talking to myself, okay? Because, you know, there are days where I just beat myself up hard, okay? With like shame and like anger and like, you know, feeling like I'm wrong somehow, right? Like there's like something wrong in me, and it's like no, that's not true. That's a falsity. That's an illusion, okay? People are so different from each other. Everybody has different priorities in their life, okay? And most people's priorities are based in fear, okay? They're all afraid of something. They all live in reaction. They all live like, but I can't, you know, right? But the artist, the creator, they live opposed to that. They live in a world where there is fear, okay? But somehow they're able to stand against it and do something substantial, okay? And that's not easy. That's not an easy thing to accomplish. That is not an easy thing to do, okay? And like, realize that you are being really brave in the fact that you're doing this, okay? It's not an easy thing to do. So, and like they're all gonna like talk shit on you. They're all gonna blah, 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 oh, you can't, but you can't give it, like, why isn't blah, 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 you know? It's like, it's all bullshit, okay? Because they just have their perspective, okay? And because there's so many of them, right? They think that that is the primary perspective, okay? They think that that is the way things work, okay? However, because not everything is right because it's en masse, okay? The masses don't know shit. They're dumb as hell, dude, okay? Right? So realize that your perspective is valid. The way you view things has validity, okay? Right? Your reality isn't their reality, okay? They live a different life than you, okay? And that's okay, right? And the thing is, like, most of the time, you wouldn't shame them for the way they live or anything like that, right? So why do they have the right to do that to you, right? They don't, okay? They don't. And even if they do, you just can't believe that shit. You just gotta be like, okay, well, that's just your opinion, dude. That's just, like, you're just saying that, like, well, that's just because you grew up this way. That's because you are like everybody else, okay? We are not like everybody else, okay? Like I said, 90 to 1%, okay? Right? And that's fine, okay? And they're gonna see like, oh, you're living in a fantasy, blah blah blah, blah. And it's like, if that's a fantasy, then why can so many successful artists live it? Okay? Why is it valued so much? Okay? Because it's important, okay? It's important to humanity, like, that people create, that people are inspired by things, that like, you know, that the things that people create inspire others to not only create but to keep allowing themselves to chug on. You know what I mean? Right? Whether it's like just a simple little drawing that, like, you know, like someone who's like living a horrible life, they look at the drawing, they're like, oh, you know what, dude, life's terrible, but at least I saw this drawing, dude. You know what I mean? Right? And, you know, that's continually devalued today because of corporate, you know, all that bullshit, right? But it's still valuable, okay? And maybe it's not valuable to someone monetarily, but it's valuable to someone like on a cosmic level, okay? On on a level where it's like they feel some sense of relief, some sense of beauty in the world, okay? When the world is so ugly right now, okay? And so now more than ever, it's important to create. It's important to recognize that there's this potential within you, that there's these things that want to come out, and that you need to give life to them, okay? Whether it's good or not, whether you're like super skilled or not, okay? Right? Think about like One Punch Man, you know? The original author, not very good artist, okay? But he had an idea, he had something he wanted to create, and so he made it anyway, right? And then because it was so good, you know, other artists came in and took the reins for the art, but he kept writing it, you know? He's the one who made the story, and it blew the fuck up, you know what I mean? So there's like infinite possibilities, dude. You never know what's gonna happen, okay? No one can tell the future, especially not them, okay? Their future, they want security. They want something that like, they want to remain here. They want to remain at this line, okay? But we can go above, we can go below the line. We go up the line, down the line, doesn't matter, okay? The line doesn't exist to us, okay? There's infinite possibilities. You never know what's gonna happen, okay? Like, you know, after a couple years with this channel, you know, I never thought like I would have like right now I have like over like I have like 1.3 million views total, right? I didn't think that was gonna happen, right? Like I have a low subscriber count, but I have people who watch my shit, dude. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, like there was a time where I was jaded. I'm like this shit's never gonna take off, dude. But I kept doing stuff because it wasn't about that, you know? It was about talking to you guys. It's about the fucking like 100 people who watch these videos right now, okay? Because they need it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I thought about it, I'm like, if I helped 100 people, and those 100 people were in a room, I would feel like I've helped so many people, you know? Because it's just a number, it feels like you're not, you know what I mean? It feels like oh, why isn't, you know, because you're creating all these expectations for yourself, right? But the thing is, you never know if your message is going to get to the right person, you know, and maybe that right person will take that message, hold it internally within them, and then they could live their dreams. They could accomplish something that they wanted to do, right? That's why it's so important, you know what I mean, to just keep the journey going, okay, right? The second the journey ends, you end, okay? I was telling the story to one of the people on the Discord, like, so Haddon Sunbloom, okay, the creator of the Coca-Cola Santa paintings, right? He painted with them for like over like 40 years or some shit like that, like really long time, okay, right? He was like in his 60s, okay, when they said like, okay, Haddon, we're no longer gonna do the Santa Coca-Cola ads anymore, okay, so you're good, you can retire, you can do whatever you want now, right? And like I think after like a year or a couple years, he passed away, okay? And his wife told them that like it was losing Coca-Cola, it was losing Santa Claus and his paintings that really killed him in the end. Okay? Let that sink in, dude. Okay? That it's the art, the lack of the art that killed the person. Okay? Right? When an artist does not have their work, they will wilt, and they will start to wilt more and more and more until the flower dies, okay? So if that is not more motivation for you to get to work, to start drawing, I don't know what is, okay? Because not only is your soul on the line, dude, okay? But your very life is on the line, okay? So you gotta draw like your life is on the line, okay? Because it is, dude. Okay, it's the contract. If you don't go through with the contract, gone, dude. Okay, so draw with all your might. Okay, stop feeling the shame. Okay, right? And realize that the artist's guilt that you have, is because you're not doing what you need to do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. So start doing that thing, okay? Even if it's like 10 minutes a day or some shit, okay? You could do it, okay? Like, look how far fucking PewDiePie got by just drawing like 10 minutes a day. You know what I mean? Right? And just sticking with that, right? It's so important for the artist to create, okay? That's what we're put here to do. That's what we're meant to do, okay? Even if you're drawing like fucking anime titties, who gives a fuck, okay? You're expressing yourself. That's what you're meant to do, okay? right? Maybe if you were doing that, you were just meant to make some guy fucking coom, right? And every coom that you get, you know, your soul is like, you know, is brought to life. You know what I mean, right? And that may sound like vulgar and disgusting and like, you know, like, oh, like why would I want it? It's like, but at the end of the day, right? You made someone feel happy. You made someone like maybe someone was on the edge and they saw, you know, something that they really loved, and they're like, ah, okay, maybe I won't blow my fucking brains out now. You know what I mean? Right? Same way with music, okay? It's like every medium has a purpose, okay? And every piece of work is here to help your fellow man, okay? Whether they know it or not, okay? So stop beating yourself up, okay? Start drawing, okay? For those of you who are like feeling the guilt, if you're feeling, you know, like the only reason you would feel the guilt is because you're not drawing, right? You know? And for those who are feeling shame, okay? Let it go. Let it go. Okay? The shame is not of you. The shame is from outside. Okay? And if it's not of you, if it's not serving you, if it just makes you feel like shit, dude, let it go. Just, it's not like you like, people want to reinforce it. It's just, it's not important, dude. Fuck it. Fuck that shame, dude. You know? And it will come back, okay? Trust me on that. It will come back, okay? But then now you recognize what it is, okay? That it's not from you. You didn't conjure up this shame. It was from other people, okay? And what other people's business is not your business, okay? So, get out there, draw regularly, stop feeling that guilt, okay? And realize that the shame is not yours, okay? It's theirs, all right? I think we could end the video here, guys. Please, if you enjoyed that video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Check out my Prince and Patreon if you want to support the channel. Consider becoming a channel member. And join the Discord if you want to have discussions with me about your own feelings and, you know, your own artwork. You know, we have a lot of people there posting their artwork. It's you know, a pretty positive community. So if you want to join us, go ahead, dude. You know, if you need some support for art, I'm here for you guys, okay? Yeah, all that bullshit. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.